Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Sara Eisen. Let's take a look at a surging group of stocks we don't touch on very often, the microcaps. IWC microcap ETF hitting an all-time high Tuesday, up 11% in 2018, far outperforming the S&P 500. So what, if anything, are microcaps telling us about the broader market? Stacey Gilbert is with Susquehanna. Matt Maley is with Miller Tabak. Matt, seems like it would suggest an overall bullish tone to the market to see the microcaps rally ahead of the broader market.
It is for a while. The problem is, it is a sign that people are willing to take risk, and not just more risk, but a lot more risk, because these microcaps obviously tend to be a lot riskier. Now, the problem is that we've seen in the past, not every time, but when the IWC has outperformed for a period of months, that's usually the S&P and the microcap index tend to top out a couple of months later. Right now, it's only been a couple of weeks. I mean, it has outperformed by quite a bit, but most of that has been more recently. The thing is, as people add more risk and they throw caution to the wind, that's usually something we see at the end of a cycle, not at the beginning. So we did say back in 2014, the microcap ETF did roll over and the S&P just kept going up higher. So it's not a perfect indicator, but it does tell me that we might be getting to see another hiccup in the market sometime in the next couple of months, kind of like what we saw back in February.
Stacey, what does it tell you?
Yeah, if anything, it tells me that the world is more domestically focused than internationally focused. I think IWC, my interpretation, is very similar to how we've been discussing small caps here on Trading Nation. First and foremost, IWC, if we look at the component index, according to Bloomberg, roughly 92% of the revenues are domestic. So there isn't a ton of exposure, obviously, overseas. So therefore, tax reform is much more positive for microcaps. The stronger dollar, much more positive for microcaps. Just the domestic numbers, the economic numbers that have been coming out showing the U.S. economy is doing well is definitely a positive for microcaps. So what we can say is true for small caps, I think we can argue is true for microcaps. One of the things I would say, particularly as it relates to IWC, so this is a microcap ETF. Like all ETFs, you have to open up the hood to figure out what's actually in there. And some of the liquidity of these smaller cap names can be very tight. So the difference here, I would say, between owning, let's say, IWM, which is your small cap, or IJR, which is also a small cap, that's the S&P 600, versus IWC, is some of that liquidity that you're going to get during times of stress. So if you're agreeing with Matt that there could be a pullback coming, I do like the small cap exposure. I continue to think that that's the better area to be. I would be picking my favorite stocks in microcap rather than buying something broader so that I know my risks going into it.
Know what's inside your ETF. You were warned. Thank you. Matt and Stacey, good to see you both. And thank you for watching Trading Nation. I'm Sara Eisen. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.